Welcome! In this session of our Autodesk Inventor tutorial, we are going to make the pegboard for the pegboard toy. Once Autodesk Inventor is opened, we're going to create a new part by clicking on the New button. At the top row, we are going to find the standard IPT. Click on this once and click Create, or you can double-click that to start making your new part. Much like everything else we do in Autodesk Inventor, it starts by creating a 2D sketch. So go to the upper left-hand corner, find the 2D sketch button, click that, and select a work plane. Again, you'll notice our toolbar changes, so we have our sketching toys here at the top. I'm going to choose a rectangle. I know there's 3 dimensions for my pegboard. It has to be 5 3/4 inches long, 3 inches wide, and 3/4 of an inch thick. So I'm going to start with a rectangle, and I click anywhere on the screen in the corner, and I move my mouse away from that corner, and I'm going to type the dimensions into my keyboard. I'm going to type in 5.75, hit the tab button on my keyboard. That switches over to the other set of variables, my other dimensions for my pegboard. I'm going to type in 3. Now click enter. You'll notice that most of this piece is actually disappeared from your screen because it's too big. Use the mouse wheel to scroll out so that you can see the part you just made. There it is, 5.75 inches by 3 inches. Looks great. Go to the upper right hand corner, find the big green check mark to finish sketch, and click it. Now it may zoom in again, so go just above the navigation cube, find the little house, and click it. That's our home screen, our home view. We want to make this part 3-dimensional, so I'm going to go back to the extrude button that we used to make the round on the square peg. I'll click that, and I want this to be 3/4 of an inch thick. I can do that either by typing in 3/4 or the decimal form, which is 0.75. Perfect. There we have a pegboard that is 5 3/4 inches long, 3 inches wide, and 3/4 of an inch thick. I'm going to give this some color before I do any more work. I know we have some other parts on there that are blue and cream colored. So this one I think we are going to make gold. Very nice. Okay, we have to make some holes in the pegboard to fit the round and the square pegs. So I'm going to click on the largest face that I see on my pegboard. I'm going to go back to Create 2D Sketch. And this will allow me to draw right on that side of my pegboard. I'm going to choose the Circle tab so I can make a circle to accommodate the circle we've already made. I am going to slowly move my mouse across the screen until I get this dotted line. That tells me that I'm exactly halfway between the top and the bottom of my pegboard. At this point, I'm going to click my mouse once, move it away from that point so that I can see a circle forming. I'm going to type in 1. My peg is 1 inch across, so I also want the hole in my pegboard to be 1 inch across. Looks great. Now I want to create an opening for the square peg as well on this pegboard. So I'm going to go back to my toolbar at the top, find the rectangle, click it, and go back to my pegboard so that I can try to space my square in here. The easiest way to center this is to make sure when I select rectangle, I can use that drop-down menu, and the third one down here called a 2-point center rectangle will actually make the rectangle starting from the very center point. So let's click this one. Beautiful. I'm now going to line up, find that dotted line the same way I did for the circle. I'm going to click once, move my mouse away from that point so I can see a square form. Now I see the 2 measurement values on my screen. My square peg was 1 inch by 1 inch, so this opening also has to be 1 inch by 1 inch. I am going to press the 1 on my keyboard, find the tab button, press that, then I'm going to press another 1 for the other dimension. I now click enter, and there's my perfect square. To make these go through my whole pegboard, I have to finish my sketch, the big green check mark in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to extrude those shapes. third button in again is extrude. I'll press that. Now I have to select both these shapes before I can press OK on the extrude button. So here's my square. I notice that it's highlighted on my screen, so I'm going to press that. Then I'm going to move my mouse over to where the circle is. I notice that also turns red, so I'll press extrude. Now I have both shapes extruded from my pegboard. Problem is they're going the wrong way. I have two choices. I can either grab this gold arrow on the screen, hold my mouse button down, and move it the way I want to extrude those forms. These will leave holes in my pegboard. Another way to make this happen is to find what looks like little folders on this part of my screen. Direction 1 means it's coming towards me. I can click the down arrow and select direction 2, which will make the extrude go away from me. Either way, you'll get the same result. At this point, click OK on either part of your screen or the little green check mark. And there we have it, a beautiful pegboard with two holes, the right size to accommodate the pegs that we made earlier, a round peg and a square peg.